Hey everybody, this is Dayton Jessen and Johnny Duchan from West Georgia Boat Center. We're here to discuss some of the questions that we get often with the winterizations and extended storage. So Johnny, what are some of the most questions that you get asked about winterizing?
I get a lot of questions, Dayton, on why do I need to stabilize my fuel?
So the biggest thing with fuel stabilizing, fuel does go bad. It's not something that you put in your vehicle. Even non-ethanol fuel goes bad. It has a expiration period that a lot of people don't understand, and a fuel stabilizer will actually extend the keep of the fuel. So through an extended period of time or through winterization, you put the fuel stabilizer in there so that way your fuel doesn't go bad over the winter, so that way come next year you're ready to start up and go.
Very interesting. We also get a couple of questions about why do I need to change my oil and filter at the end of the season as opposed to the beginning of the season.
So you can do it at the beginning of the season, but the issue is through the winter time you may have a little bit of condensation that has worked your way into the oil, or as well maybe you had a leaky seal that you didn't know about in your lower unit. All this is issues because the water can freeze, crack the cylinders, it could crack your lower unit. So at the end of the year, after you get done using it and you're storing your boat, it's best to get all liquid out, all the oil, so that way if there is any water, it's a preventative maintenance for the winter time, so nothing cracks, no corrosion.
And that answers that question. What about the battery switch? I see some people, they say, oh, well, I don't really need one, or why would I need one?
So a battery switch is mainly just the ease. Most of the time, you will have to remove the battery, bring it inside of the garage, put a battery tender or a charger on it, so that way it doesn't, deplete over time. A battery switch will allow you to turn everything off in the boat. If a light's left on by accident, a radio's left on, you can cut it off here, but you definitely still want to have a charger to it, so that way if there is any dirt or dust that is pulling voltage, it still keeps the battery up, so that way it's still charged for, of course, the next year.
Okay, when you say dirt and dust drawing voltage, you mean that there's a line of dirt or dust that has accumulated and it's touching both poles of the battery?
Yep.
Causing it to draw down?
A dirty battery, a lot of people don't understand, even the dust can cause a connection within the battery post that will drain the battery over time. They can't see it, it's very small, but it's still what happens.
Yeah, I really never thought of that one myself. We also have a question of the antifreeze here. What benefits does that have when you're winterizing? Not necessarily an outdoor, but maybe say a stern drive or membrane.
So yes, the biggest thing is if you have leftover water in your block, whether you did your winterization, you changed your oil, and you just got done making sure nothing's leaking, and you still have that water, if you don't drain it out and put antifreeze in there, that water will freeze, and what happens is it'll expand and cause your water jackets to crack, so that way head gaskets can crack, it'll leak water into the cylinders, cause the engine to lock up, cause catastrophic failure. So you definitely want to get the antifreeze in there, so that way it will not freeze throughout the winter, and your engine's perfectly safe from any freeze damage.
Yeah, that sounds like important stuff. Well, all that's fantastic, man. I just want to let y'all know that you can come down to West Georgia Boat Center at any time and schedule an appointment, and we'll get that winterization done for you.